I'm Tom Williams, and on behalf of the Wingate University Board of Trustees, Dr. Jerry McGee, the faculty and administration, I am extremely pleased to welcome you to the dedication of the Levine College of Health Sciences. We're especially grateful for the generosity of Leon and Sandra Levine and Bill and Loretta Harris for helping make this magnificent facility become a reality. A couple of years ago here, in October of 2009 to be exact, we were standing here in a dirt lot breaking ground. I still remember seeing Leon with a shovel and Jerry with Dr. McGee with a shovel. And in just a few weeks, welcomed by our faculties and our administration, our students will pass through these beautiful doors that will open up wonderful opportunities. Here they will gain the tools and support they need to excel in academics and apply that learning toward an extraordinary career and life. We can all be especially proud of what this structure represents. It is our commitment to our faculty and students and our desire to serve the healthcare needs in the communities across the Carolinas, the Southeast, and beyond. We are well on our way to educate future pharmacists and physician assistants who will fill these vital roles that are in such high demand today. I hope today you will take time to take a closer look at this remarkable building. It is the largest on the Wingate campus. You will see 3 floors equipped with state-of-the-art equipment, from distance learning technology, something new for Wingate, to custom design labs. I think you will agree that if this building is any indication, Wingate has a prescription for a bright future. Thank you again to Leon and Sandra, to Bill and Loretta, and to all of you who, through your contributions, have made this project possible. And again, welcome. And this man coming up needs no introduction, but it's Dr. Jerry McGee. Certainly his vision and his planning bring a lot to this university, and we welcome him.
In April of year 2000, the Wingate University Board of Trustees took a courageous leap of faith when, based upon a strong recommendation from the university administration, they appointed a committee to study the feasibility of developing a pharmacy school at our institution. I remember well, in May of 2000, when this committee, which was chaired by trustee Don Taft, had its first meeting. The other members of this committee were faculty members Chris Dahm and Cecilia Fox. Trustees Don Taft, Jim Furman, Elaine Jenkins, and Tom Wilson. Practitioners Jimmy Balcom, Sam Goodwin, and John Roberts. Joint administrators Steve Poston, Robert Shaw, and myself, as we began an 18-month study on whether or not it was truly feasible and sensible to begin a pharmacy school at Wingate. After many meetings, much information gathering, and quite a few trips to other institutions, the committee prepared its unanimous recommendation to the Board of Trustees that we indeed should start a school of pharmacy to help meet the health care needs of the citizens of Piedmont and Western North Carolina. Once again, the trustees acted boldly and decisively, and they made the decision to move forward. After a dean was hired in 2002, the first class was enrolled in August of 2003, and remarkably, we graduated our first class of pharmacists in 2007. Soon it became obvious that there was also a serious need in our region for additional physician's assistants. Again, after a thorough evaluation, the decision was made to begin a PA program, and the first students arrived in the fall of 2008. Last December, we graduated our first PAs. In less than a decade, because of the vision, courage, and generosity of many people, Wingate University has developed a widely recognized program of excellence in both physician assistant studies and pharmacy. It is both humbling and exciting to meet with all of you today, the stakeholders in the health science programs of Wingate University. As we move into this high-tech, LEED-certified structural masterpiece, let me assure you it has been an absolute joy to work alongside our friends from Yates, Wrightsburg, and Hughes architectural firm as we assured that there was no wasted space in our facility, but that our faculty and students had everything they needed to have the premier healthcare program in our region. Likewise, working with Emmett and Clinton Black from CM Black and Company has been more of a partnership than any project I can ever remember engaging in. The architects and the contractors met all of our needs, and they did so under budget and on time. So to our friends at Yates, Wrightsburg, and Hughes, and CM Black Construction, we express our most sincere appreciation to all of you. As I've said to our Board of Trustees on numerous occasions, it doesn't matter how much vision you have or how big your dreams are. People have to believe in your institution enough to step forward and support the vision and dreams in magnificent ways if you are to truly be successful. Many of you gathered here today have gone far above and beyond in your financial encouragement, and we thank all of you for helping us make our dreams come true. Now, if I told you how great I think this new building is, I would appear to be bragging. So let me tell you what others are saying. Recently, Dr. Greg Boyer was on our campus as part of our pharmacy reaccreditation process. In his exit interview, he told me that he had personally visited 110 of the 115 pharmacy schools in America, and the Levine College of Health Sciences facility was the finest that he had ever seen. And I agree with Dr. Boyer. As we begin our celebration, I would like to first have one of our physician assistant students make a few remarks to you, and then we'd like to ask Mr. William Harris, University trustee, who along with his wife Loretta are the naming contributors for the William and Loretta Harris Department of Physician Assistant Studies, to make any comments that he feels might be appropriate.
Good morning. In the summer of 1988, I was enjoying a relaxing vacation at the beach with my parents when an early morning phone call informed us that my brother had been injured back home in Charlotte. The night before, Larry had severed his spinal cord in a diving accident and was hospitalized in critical condition. He would undergo months of grueling rehabilitation adjusting to life as a quadriplegic before returning home. And it was then, at age 15, that I first entered into healthcare, serving as my brother's personal care assistant. You might say that a seed was planted in my heart that year as I discovered a love for medical science and caring for people. This seed began to germinate when my life was changed in 1995, and a sense of calling began to take shape in my heart. I attended college with a major in biology and had seriously considered graduate-level medical training immediately after graduation, but I also had a strong desire to further mature in character and life experience. So I decided instead to start my career with an international college ministry that I had been involved with. I believed that the time spent with this organization, though not directly related to healthcare, would make me a more effective practitioner in the years to come. During the next 10 years, I experienced tremendous personal growth, started a wonderful family, and had the opportunity to see the world. I also began learning more about the physician assistant profession, and I wondered if this might be the field where I would end up one day. In 2008, 20 years after my first healthcare job with Larry, and the inaugural year of this university's PA program, the seed in my heart broke through the surface as I finally sensed a call to enter full-time into healthcare. I became an EMT with Medic in Mecklenburg County and confirmed firsthand how much I truly enjoy being able to care for people in a clinical setting. I also continued to investigate the PA profession and became convinced that this was the vocation that I was made for. PAs are trained to do more than clinically treat injuries and illnesses. They're trained to care for people. People who trust us, the healthcare practitioners, to serve them both clinically and compassionately. This is what I've become personally passionate about, and as I research various PA programs in the Southeast, Wingate's Department of Physician Assistant Studies stood out as one that seeks to instill these values in its students. We took an oath of service at the beginning of our school year last fall. One of the statements in that oath captures the essence of why Wingate is where I and many others have chose to receive our training. It reads, "I will strive to become the most competent, compassionate, and comprehensive instrument for God's use that I can be in providing care for others." This is the essence of holistic healthcare, utilizing the head, competence, the heart, compassion, and the hand, comprehensiveness, to provide care for our patients. And it is here that this sapling of clinician is getting an opportunity to grow into a fruit-bearing tree. And it is in this sort of quality healthcare that you are investing so generously and I believe so wisely. I share my story briefly as a single example of the life-shaping stories that have led more than 90 students to this program in particular. And it's only the beginning. Mr. and Mrs. Harris, your particular investment in this PA program and students like me is going to impact countless people in the years to come. People who will benefit from the fruit of our lives and from the fruit of this training that you have made possible. I sincerely hope that we can make you proud. On behalf of all the PA students, thank you to you, to Mr. and Mrs. Levine, and to all of the generous donors for giving us this amazing opportunity.
Good morning. Dr. and Mrs. McGee, Board of Trustees, distinguished guests, faculty, students, and friends. I'm proud to be here today to be involved in this dedication of this building. It is indeed an honor, pleasure to have been involved and developed from the very beginning, and we have a grand facility in front of us. Loretta and I are further honored to have the School of Physician Assistant Studies named in our honor, and we would like to thank Dr. McGee and the trustees for this honor. This is a day in our lives that we will never forget, truly. We will never forget this day, and the people that came to witness the building here and tour the building. Look forward to working with Wingate University in the future, and thank you very much.
Ms. Harris, would you join us, please?
You want to hear the rest of my speech?
From day one of the Physician Assistant Program, Bill and Loretta Harris have shared our excitement about the service that the graduates of this program provide to the people of our region. In my many years of higher education, the Harrises are among the most generous and most encouraging people I have known, and we're honored to have their name permanently associated with our Physician Assistant Program. Mr. and Ms. Harris, on behalf of Wingate University, I'm pleased to make this small presentation to you as a token of our most sincere appreciation. Really? Might get Loretta to carry this.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
That is fantastic. Thank you so much, Sherry.
And that we'll have remarks from one of our faculty members from the School of Pharmacy, followed by Mr. Levine's comments. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Well, as we dedicate this building and honor the Levine family and the others who have given so generously, I wanted to take a few moments to provide some faculty member perspective on the historic importance of this day, as well as the future implications of being awarded such a grand facility. I've been a faculty member with the School of Pharmacy for 7 years. As Dr. McGee alluded to earlier, we're about to welcome our 9th entering class into the School of Pharmacy. Just a few months ago, we applauded the commencement of our 4th graduating class. We've seen these graduates take positions in community pharmacies, hospitals, clinics, both locally and abroad. Some have even been so inspired by their faculty and the healthcare needs that they've witnessed in the community that they've chosen to pursue additional training through residencies and fellowships, and with a select few even choosing to go on and serve as faculty at schools of pharmacy. And so from this description, you might think, well, everything was going along just fine in the old building, why do we need to move? And that's actually true. We were getting along just fine. We had accepted the limitations of our previous space and its technology and adapted our teaching styles to make the best use of what was available to us. But inside of us, there was this desire to kind of push our creativity, to push the envelope, to expand what we were able to do for and with our students. We now have that ability with the building that is behind me and in front of you guys. To not only set the standard by which other schools are evaluated through our curriculum and practice experience, but also in the way that we deliver that curriculum through technology and advanced teaching techniques. So not only have we received more space and advanced technological capabilities in the classrooms, but also we now have a renewed commitment to excellence in all that we do and the freedom to sit in our offices and dream about possibilities, knowing that they very realistically could become a reality now that we have a facility that will support those dreams. Some of the highlights in the building behind me that you may see on tours later today are a compounding and sterile products laboratory that provides a true-to-life experience in preparing compounded and sterile products, expanded patient assessment laboratory with an improved layout to foster the development of improved physical exam skills, simulated patient exam rooms, a procedure classroom, and simulation labs that will allow students to work in groups to solve complicated patient cases. In addition, the technology in the classrooms, as we've mentioned already, will allow students and faculty to connect with one another across the region as well as across the country. I mentioned earlier that our curriculum is already being used to redefine the standards of pharmacy education, and we now have a facility that will do the same. In closing, I would like to charge the faculty with honoring Mr. Levine and his family, as well as the other donors, on a daily basis by renewing our commitment to excellence in all that we do here and by using every square inch of this facility to its fullest extent. The limitations that boxed us in the past have been removed. You might even say we're now off the chain. Mr. and Mrs. Levine, on behalf of the faculty and students who will be housed in this building, I thank you. And more importantly, on behalf of the thousands upon thousands of patients across the world whose lives will be impacted by a student who is trained here, we thank you again. Thank you.
Good morning, good afternoon. I think we first should thank our president for having this nice breeze. I think he learned that in Rockingham as well. Thank you. Many of you know that I attended this fine university in 1956. My brother Sherman and I bought a bedspread factory in Wingate. I was 21 years old and had fond memories of attending my classes in the morning at Wingate and running the factory in the afternoon. Like your president, Jerry McGee, I was born and raised in Rockingham. While I was building my career in business, Jerry was becoming an outstanding educational leader. I've kept up with Jerry in Wingate, and I've been, should have folded these papers a little bit. He and his team led the way in transforming this small junior college I attended into a growing university with an enrollment of more than 2,500 students. I hope that's right. Year after year, Wingate continues to build its fine reputation, not only in North Carolina, but across the country. My wife, Sandra, and I are honored to be here today as we celebrate another significant achievement for Wingate, the opening of the Levine College of Health Sciences. All of us are aware of the healthcare challenges that we face in North Carolina and as a nation. We have a state-of-the-art technology, but there are too many Americans without access to proper health care. People in our community who have nowhere to turn. They fill the emergency rooms in our hospitals and seek assistance through community health clinics. And to make matters worse, we have a severe shortage of healthcare providers. And unfortunately, it would only get worse as time goes on. Thankfully, Wingate has responded aggressively to this shortage with vigor. The School of Pharmacy was started in 2003, and its alumni are certainly already making their mark as a healthcare professionals. The William and Loretta Harris Department of Physician Assistants studies began in 2008, and its educational students in providing needed healthcare services. We are excited to have our name associated with this beautiful state-of-the-art building. And as we said before, it was right on time. Some of the projects that our foundation gets involved in are not quite as accurate as giving us a date like you did. This is a beautiful building, and we all should be proud of it, and that we will provide a home for these two very important programs. Not only will it provide employment opportunities for its hardworking and dedicated graduates, but most important, it will help meet the demands of high-quality healthcare professionals. We are delighted to be here and share in this very special celebration. I would like to introduce part of our staff at the foundation. First, I'd like to present my wife, Sandra Levine. Stand up, please. Sandra is the vice president. Tom Lawrence is the executive director. You can stand too, Tom. Christy Balstick, program associate and a Wingate alumni. Freddie Simmons, program associate. We would like to follow a whole team here, but I had a policy in my business career is keep some at the home office doing some work. Thank you very much.
Sandra, would you join us, please? As Mr. Levine mentioned, he and I share a hometown. And as a child, I had the opportunity to know his family. His parents were among the hardest working, most admired and highly respected citizens of Rockingham, North Carolina. As I've watched Mr. and Mrs. Leon Levine give so generously to so many worthwhile causes, I've often thought how pleased and proud his good and honorable parents would be of their son. Mr. and Mrs. Levine, your generosity continues to touch thousands of lives in a very positive way. And Wingate University is deeply grateful that you've chosen to partner with our institution to provide outstanding health care to the people of our region. Thank you, all that you mean to Wingate University and to our greater community and world. You are magnificent examples for all of us to follow, and it honors us very deeply to have your names permanently displayed on the Levine College of Health Sciences. On behalf of a grateful Wingate University family, we thank you. This is heavy. You might give us a time. There you go. That's a replica of what's inside the building.
Thanks very much.
Got it?
Got it.
I got it. You got it.
Thank you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
Thank you. very much.
And we'll now have our dedicatory prayer.
Will you please join me as we pray together? Almighty and benevolent God, maker of all of creation, both seen and unseen, you have kept us alive, sustained us, and enabled us to enjoy this season. And we thank you for that blessing. We thank you for the blessings you have given to those who have made this place possible. We thank you for their spirit of generosity. We ask for your blessing upon this place and upon those people who come through here, that you may provide them with a spirit of healing, of education, and of wisdom, that they may be able to help those who are hurting, and that this place may be a beacon of light to this community and the world beyond. Amen.
And now, we're actually going to cut the ribbon. I would like to ask that join me here in front, Mr. and Mrs. Levine, Mr. and Ms. Harris, Chairman Williams, Dr. Supernaw, and Dr. Becker. Following the ribbon cutting, there will be tours of the building, and I do hope all of you will take time to visit the building because it's much more impressive inside.
Everybody squeeze in a little bit, Dr. McGee. There you go. Look at yourself.
Wait a minute, we need a smaller pair of scissors. There you go.